One of the purposes of these videos is to kind of share the language that is used in the coder community so that people perhaps who are kind of in business or working with coders can have a better understanding of the vernacular that goes along with this discipline. So I want to introduce the idea of folder structures, and folder structures are very important when you get more into coding, because basically you're going to have lots and lots of different files that all refer to each other, and they integrate into a package that's a final sort of product. But keeping all of those straight is difficult. So there's certain kind of nomenclature, there's certain structures that become kind of the standard. And early on, one of the ones that I learned is called MVC, and that stands for Models, Views, and Controllers. MVC is kind of a common structure used for a lot of different applications, especially if you're making Express applications using JavaScript and Node, which are some topics we haven't got into yet. But I just want to make this kind of topic kind of, I guess, bring it up because when I first started, I thought it was very strange that people would talk about file folder structure. And it sounds like kind of a very minor nuanced thing, but when you are dealing with hundreds or maybe thousands of different files, it becomes very important that you have sort of a standard by which people all kind of approach the problem the same way. So that's just a quick heads up on MVC. What happens in models, views, and controllers, I'll probably go into in more videos in more detail. Basically, models is where you interact with databases. Views is where you make the views of the website. So that would be sort of where the HTML lives that we've talked about. And controllers is basically the interaction between models and views. So sometimes you'll have things like a router inside of a controller, for example, or the routes, and that would say, you know, if they're going to this folder structure, you want to show them, or if they're going to this web address, right? So that's sort of like a folder. You want to show them this view, and you want to deliver this data to them. So that's the basic of MVC. The config, the DB, and the public, those are sort of other topics I don't want to get into right now. But that's an introduction to MVC and folder structure.